Namaste. Deepo bhakshite dhatam, kajjalam cha prasuyate. Yadanam bhakshaye nityam, jayate tadashi praja. Meaning, we are what we eat. With this, me, Yashish Srivastav from Yari Qualitech, would like to welcome all of you in today's awareness program, that is Eat Right for Right Health. This talk show has been organized as a part of Eat Right India initiative of FSSAI, which is being supported by Herbalife Nutrition. Herbalife Nutrition has adopted many campuses across the country for the Eat Right campus certification and involved in creating awareness throughout the country. Now let me introduce our eminent speakers who are on board today with us. I welcome our chief guest of today's session, Ms. Meerabai Chanu. Ma'am, namaste.
Namaste.
Well, Ms. Chanu does not need any introduction. Still, let me say a few words about her. She's a youth icon and the Padma Shri awardee. She won silver medal in Tokyo Olympic Games 2020 and won gold medal in Commonwealth Games in Australia. She is also a Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna awardee. She basically belongs to Imphal East. It's our privilege to have you with us today. Thank you for your time. Welcome, Ms. Chanu.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have Dr. Jagmeet Madan, ma'am, with us. Ma'am, namaste. Dr. Jagmeet Madan is an eminent nutritionist, National President, Indian Dietetic Association, Principal and Professor, SVT College of Home Science, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. You are a scientific panel of FSSAI, also a member of National Task Force on Nutrition and Health Benefits of Millets. She represents India in ICDA and AFDA. It's our privilege to have you with us today. Thank you for joining us. We also have with us Dr. Prabodh Halde. Sir, namaste. He is a past president of AFSTI, CFTRI Mysore, India. He currently working in Marico as a head regulatory in R&D. He is a central advisory member of FSSAI and NLRP for FOSTEC. He has represented India 5 times in a Codex meeting. He is a recipient of many national and international awards. He is a member of Niti Aayog as well. Welcome you, sir. We have Lieutenant Colonel John sir with us. Sir, namaste. Lieutenant Colonel is a serving officer for 22 years and on deputation to FSSAI now, presently looking after the Northern Region Office of FSSAI, responsible for 10 states. He enlists from IIM Bangalore and Munich. He is a fitness enthusiast. Thank you for your time. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We also have Ms. Roshni Sangvi with us. Ma'am, namaste.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Roshni Sangvi is India's leading plant-based sport nutritionist and a transformational specialist. Her holistic approach to health includes sustainable long-term lifestyle changes instead of temporary fad diet to lose weight. She is known as a Gusty vegan expert, a vegan bodybuilder. She has been awarded as a best vegan expert trainer by FAIPO. It's our privilege to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Yashi.
And we have a special guest with us, Dr. Ashutosh Upadhyay. Sir, namaste. Upadhyay sir is a professor of food science and technology and a dean academic at National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management, Haryana. He has 40 papers, 5 book chapters, and 1 book on his name. He is also a member of Task Force of FSSAI, APEDA, and MOFPI. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your time.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Dr. Jagmeet Madan ma'am to take up the session and the forum and moderate the session. It's our privilege to have you with us. Please take the moderation, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Very good afternoon to one and all. At the outset, Yashi, thank you very much for making me a part of this endeavor. It's my privilege and has been always my privilege to work so closely with FSSAI, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. And I think I completely, we as a fraternity of food, nutrition, and dietetics are committed to the Eat Right India initiative, which has been a milestone in the history of FSSAI. And I think I salute the vision of Madam Rita Tiotia, Mr. Pawan Agarwal, Mr. Arun Singhal, and now Ms. Aninoshi Sharma, who are spearheading this whole mandate so beautifully for the last 4 years. And I still remember the day we started, the takeoff of this initiative on Gandhi Jayanti, because, the Gandhian life completely symbolizes the simplicity of food and the real connect of food with health. Moving on from there, I think another milestone which was created by FSSAI was NetProFan, which is a network of professional of food and nutrition, wherein 7 associations were brought together, which includes Indian Dietetic Association, Nutrition Society of India, Association of Food Scientists and Technologies, Chefs Association, Association of Analytical Chemists, Indian Medical Association, and the All India Institute of Public Health and Hygiene. So I think this was a complete 360 degrees approach, to the whole initiative of Eat Right India. And the tagline, definitely, when we started, was and is that eat right, eat safe, and eat sustainable. And I think what we are also looking at today is Sahi Bhojan, Behtar Jeevan. I think the essence of this mandate right from the beginning has been to convert the technical knowledge into the simplest form so that it can reach each and every citizen of this country. And again, I completely vouch the statement that nutrition literacy is is a right of every citizen of this country. So it's not only the forte of a nutritionist to only understand nutrition. To my mind, every individual of this country has to understand the basics of what is eating right, what is eating safe, what is eating sustainable. And unless and until we empower people, we are never going to win this war against malnutrition, whether it is severe undernutrition or overnutrition or obesity. Because even COVID or pandemic times have also taught us that the essence of managing our health lies in empowering ourselves with the basic concepts of understanding what is eating right, what is eating safe, and what is eating sustainable. And I also want to add here one more statement, that eating right, eating safe, eating sustainable is not a rocket science. It is not something complicated. It can be made very, very simple. It can be made very, very local. It can be made very, very customized. So what I'm trying to say is that we as professionals who've gathered here basically are endorsing one statement, that let's make these messages simplest possible, so that convert them into vernacular languages, convert them into food choices which are local, which, so that people can relate to what we are talking. And it is not that to eat right you have to go to a health food shop or you have to buy expensive food. So I think that is not the definition of the mandate what we are trying to propagate, that is eat right, eat safe, and eat sustainable. So so I'm extremely privileged to have such a august panel with me, and I'm going to enjoy the next 20-25 minutes having a conversation with them. I think I would start with our star panelist and star personality here, who's a role model for so many of our young adults of this country. We look up to you, Mirabai Chanu. You have so much love and so much respect to this country that we really salute you for that, for your accomplishment. मीराबाई जी, मैं आपसे हिंदी में भी थोड़ा बात करना चाहूंगी। और सबसे पहले तो जैसा मैं कह रही हूँ, मैं धन्यवाद कर रही हूँ, आप यहाँ पे हमारे साथ हैं और
जी
आपने हमारे देश को इतना नाम दिया है कि आज हिंदुस्तान में हर एक को आपके बारे में मालूम है, आपकी स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में मालूम है, और आपको देख के कितने यंगस्टर्स मोटिवेट हो रहे हैं कि इस स्पोर्ट को लेके हम भी नाम कर सकते हैं। सो मीरा जी, मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि आपकी जो जर्नी है वो तो बहुत लंबी रही है स्पोर्ट्स में। तो
जी
आपने कभी भी स्पोर्ट्स के अलावा अपनी डाइट के हिसाब से आपने कभी भी इसको एक अलग अहमियत दी है या एक अलग इम्पोर्टेंस दी है? थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बताएंगे।
हाँ मैं स्पोर्ट्स आने से पहले भी मैं डाइट में तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस मानती हूँ क्योंकि अ, हर टाइम मुझे मेरा मम्मी-पापा ने मुझे बोलते रहते हैं कि अच्छे से खाना खाना चाहिए। जब कोई भी स्कूल से हम वापस आते हैं, थक जाते हैं तो कुछ खाने का वो सब नहीं मन नहीं करते थे। तो उसी टाइम में मम्मी बोलती थी कि आप खाना खाओ, कल के लिए आप रेडी करना है। कुछ मतलब अ कुछ-कुछ काम में भी होते रहते हैं, तो उसी के लिए हमारी बॉडी को अच्छे से रखने के लिए ये डाइट बहुत ही ज़रूरी होते हैं। तो मैं स्पोर्ट्स आने से पहले भी और स्पोर्ट्स आने के बाद भी मैं डाइट में बहुत ज़्यादा ख़ास लेती हूँ, क्योंकि अभी भी मेरा एक्सपीरियंस में मैं बताएगी तो मैं अभी जब भी मेरा ट्रेनिंग हार्ड होते हैं ज़्यादा ट्रेनिंग में जाते हैं, तो हम नेक्स्ट दिन के लिए हम कैसे रिकवरी करना है, कैसे हम तैयारी में रहना है, इस चीज़ को डाइट के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं। तो ये सब मैम और सर लोग को तो बहुत ज़्यादा जानते होंगे, तो क्या-क्या खाना अच्छा रहेगी बॉडी के लिए। तो मेरे लिए भी वही जो मेरा बॉडी वेट मैं मेंटेन भी करती हूँ, तो इसके हिसाब से मेरा डाइट को अच्छा से खाना पड़ती थी। तो डाइट बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, सिर्फ़ प्लेयर्स के लिए भी नहीं, सभी की बहुत ही ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होती है। इसी ने हमारी बॉडी को लॉन्ग टाइम ठीक रखेगी और अच्छा हेल्दी रखेगी। तो डाइट बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होती है।
मीराबाई जी, मुझे आपसे ये समझना है कि जब आप बोल रहे हैं कि शुरू से आपको ये इस चीज का एहसास था कि सही खाना
हुँ,
जरूरी है, तो आप जिस प्रदेश से आते हैं
हुँ,
वहाँ
हुँ।
का क्या ध्यान में रख के आप कौन-कौन सी चीजें अपने डाइट में लेते थे कि आपको लगता था कि आपकी डाइट अच्छी है?
वैसे मणिपुर में तो शायद सभी जानते होंगे या पता नहीं पर हम अ, वेजिटेबल में बहुत ज़्यादा होता है वैसा ऐसे ग्रीन में बहुत ज़्यादा होता है हमारे जैसे हर चीज़ में हम हर दिन मतलब बॉयल ही हम ज़्यादा खाते हैं ऐसे वेजिटेबल तो हम अ, मेरा घर में तो गाँव से भी है तो मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मीट और हाँ, वेजिटेबल में मैं ज़्यादा करती हूँ जो भी हमारे अंदर में जो आयरन को अच्छे से दे और प्रोटीन को अच्छे से दे वही हम चूज़ करके देखते हैं। मणिपुर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम राइस ही खाते हैं ज़्यादा, तो सारे राइस में प्रोटीन और ये वेजिटेबल में ये आयरन वो सब तो हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मैं वेजिटेबल में बहुत ज़्यादा मैं शुरू से ही किया है, बॉयल सब्ज़ी हो गया, ऐसा। मीट खाओ
So
तो
I
भी
think
मैं चिकन
excellent. Yeah.
हाँ जी,
So
चिकन में भी मैं
Mirabai ji,
बॉयल ही खाती थी।
ओके, सो आई थिंक आपने बहुत सारी चीजों को एक दो दो तीन सेंटेंसेस में ही कवर कर दिया कि आपकी डाइट में हरी सब्जियों की बहुत बड़ी जगह है। और
जी।
हमारे पैनल में आज की न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट भी हैं, और हम सब ये मानते हैं कि फाइबर, डाइटरी फाइबर जो है,
हुँ,
जो
हुँ।
आपके सब्जियों और फल से आता है, बहुत ही जरूरी हिस्सा है आपके डाइट का। और आप लोकली जो अवेलेबल है वेजिटेबल्स एंड फ्रूट्स इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं। आपने
हुँ,
मीट
हुँ।
के बारे में बोला, सो डेफिनेटली प्रोटीन्स, आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, तो जिसको आप ऑलरेडी एम्फसाइज कर रहे हैं। और आपने ये भी बोला कि बॉइल्ड, आई थिंक ये वो एक मैसेज बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग जाता है सबको, कि जो लोगों का ये कहना कि अगर मैं खेलता हूँ तो मैं बटाटा वड़ा भी खा सकता हूँ, मैं फ्राइड चीजें भी खा सकता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं खेल रहा हूँ। लेकिन
जी।
ये समझना जरूरी है कि एक्सेस फैट इज नॉट हेल्दी, एंड इसलिए वो हमें माप तौल के खाना है। और आपने कहा कि हम बॉइल्ड वेजिटेबल्स मींस कम से कम हम फैट लेते हैं, और
जी,
जितना भी
जी,
फैट हम लें वो नेचुरल सोर्सेस से लें। सो आई थिंक जस्ट
जी।
आपने ब्यूटीफुली ये सम अप किया। तो मैं वापस आपके पास फिर आऊंगी। लेट मी गो टू प्रबोध जी, डॉक्टर हल्दे। You are here from represent take you as a representative of the food industry here, and also regulator from the food industry. So, and you have been associated with us from right from the beginning in Eat Right India initiative, NetProfan. तो सर, आपको क्या लगता है कि हम सही दिशा में जा रहे हैं? जो हमने आज तक किया है, is that the way forward? And कहाँ लगता है कि आपको industry, where is the industry coming forward to support this? Yes, sir.
Yeah, first I would like to congratulate Mirabai. I think you
Thank you,
spoke
sir.
so well and really बहुत अच्छा लगा. And I would like to congratulate to the organizer, ma'am. We are really salute to you for organizing such a wonderful program. And thank you, Jagmeet ma'am, for actually accepting this as a coordinator. And today you are conducting. You are such a senior person. जो आपने सवाल पूछा, I will also speak in Hindi to encourage national language. However, थोड़ा इंग्लिश का भी सहारा लूंगा. मैम, आपने जो दो क्वेश्चन पूछे एज ए रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ इंडस्ट्री एंड ऑल्सो द पार्ट ऑफ द रेगुलेटर. मैं पहले बता दूं मैम, इंडस्ट्री इज नथिंग बट अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी. जैसे बॉलीवुड में कहते हैं, कौन सी फिल्म चलती है जो सोसाइटी चाहती है, इट इज नॉट अदरवाइज. वही बिकता है जो एक्चुअली लोग चाहते हैं. सो द इंडस्ट्री ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड द ट्रेंड्स एंड आई एम रियली सेटिस्फाइड. मैम, वी डिड वन सर्वे 5 years back and today. If you see the number of healthy cuisines and healthy articles of the food available today are more than earlier. हम पहले प्रोसेस फूड जब कहते थे तो they were literally processed only. Today we have many options. Now you go to market, you will see that every company is spending average. में बता दूं आपको, हमारे फूड का कारोबार, हमारे डॉक्टर उपाध्याय जी है, फूड का कारोबार मैम 18 लाख करोड़ 18 लाख करोड़ का हमारा फूड का कारोबार है. एंड ड्रग का कारोबार, फार्मेसी का कारोबार सिर्फ 2 लाख करोड़ है. बट इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट, our processing industry is hardly fresh fruit processing, and processing industry is less than 10%, and organized sector is actually only 10% or 15%. That's why we are not able to intervene properly. Having said that, after COVID, ma'am, I would like to mention 2020, 23rd March 2020, that is the day when people of India started understanding the importance of healthy food. Eat right हम लोगों ने पहले से बोल रहे हैं, but actually what is eat right? During the COVID time, we understood that importance of healthy eating. Literal meaning. I always see the picture which is positive. There are opportunities of improvement, but India is doing well. आपको मैं बता दूं, फर्स्ट वन इज ऑयल. 4 साल से 2017-18 से जितना हमारा ऑयल का कंजम्पशन था टोटल 220-230 लाख मेट्रिक टन, आज भी उतना ही है. व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट मीन दैट overall oil consumption of the India overall has reduced. Though the organic growth of the people, they have increased, but consumption per kg has reduced. It's a very good sign. Salt, because of the eat right movement, I am telling you, everybody has become a health conscious. At least they are becoming aware. Let me tell you, total packaged commodity is less than 10% of the total food. हम जितना खाते हैं उसमें से 10% सिर्फ हम लोग पैकेज कमोडिटी खाते हैं जिसमें न्यूट्रिशन लेबल होता है. बाकी की चीज हम लोग खुली खाते हैं, उसमें न्यूट्रिशन लेबल, इंग्रेडिएंट लिस्ट, एलर्जेंट लिस्ट नहीं होती है. रही बात इंडस्ट्री की मैम, जो ऑर्गेनाइज इंडस्ट्री है उनको वही करना पड़ेगा जो पीपल आर डिमांडिंग. इफ कंज्यूमर्स आर नाउ कॉन्शियस, there is no way they have to change their portfolio. They have to bring the whole wheat atta, they have to bring multi grain, they have to bring, you must have seen all those things. So there is a good choice. Now, one concern, एक concern है मैम, we have too many cook, everybody become a nutritionist. ये सबसे बड़ा concern है कि what to eat. There is no single person like Nutrition Society of India, IDA, आप उसके president रह चुके हो. Unfortunately, जो trained people है, उनका कहना वॉइस बहुत छोटा है, और जो नॉन न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट है उनका वॉइस थ्रू मीडिया, थ्रू व्हाट्सएप, थ्रू गूगल, उनका वॉइस बहुत ज्यादा है, एंड देयर वॉइस मे नॉट बी राइट और मे बी राइट. आई थिंक मे नॉट बी राइट इज मोर राइट. तो हमें उनके तरफ भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि हाउ टू कंट्रोल दोस. As far as the eat right concept, I'm telling you, this concept has been initiated in our India the way actually Yashashri ma'am have started this with the Sanskrit. In 17.8 chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan has said, Ayu Sattva Bala Rogyam Sukham Priti Tivardhana Rasya Stigna Sthira Vrudya Ahara Satvika Priya. It has given the definition of what is Sattvic food and why one should eat Sattvic food. Today's eat right is nothing but a Sattvic food. We want to reduce salt, we want to reduce the bad fats, and that has been talked about the Sattvic food. So this is the culture of India. And Abhibi, I was talking today to Pavan Kumar Agarwal sir. It is not about actually nutrition of the product, it is bioavailability of that nutrition to my body. That is more important, ma'am. My gut flora. You rightly said traditional food. Ma'am, I was reading the John Hopkins one report saying that it is not about available nutrition in the food, it is about to my body. So when Mirabai ma'am was talking about the local cuisine, what they eat, that is more suitable to them because their gut flora is tuned for thousands of years to that food. Then only the digestion and acceptance to the body will happen. It is not a mere protein, carbohydrate, fat. So I think this local cuisines, and there are only two countries in the world who have kept this microflora tuned with the traditional food, China and India. Most of the countries are acquired to the foreign food, which is not ethnic to them, and that's why the food is the basically the mirror of culture of the country. You go to the South Africa, you go to America, go to UK, they have actually given up on their original food. They have acquired to the westernized food. I think India is a great country because in our kitchen, my mother, my grandmother, my grandnanny, my wife has not allowed our interference to the kitchen. They kept the actually sanity and sanctity of the kitchen to their tradition, which is absolutely correct, and that is in the good health. So just want to give summary. There is a good hope, there is a good way of actually making the eat right. Because of the COVID, we all have now, there is a lot of responsibility on the people like us to educate right thing, and the people like you particularly have more responsibility, and the student of the nutrition, student of the dietetics, student of the food technologies, telling right things rather than running the agenda. I think for this, this is the what I wanted to say. Then again, I will come back as you explain.
Thank you, sir. I think you just summed up the whole thing so well. In fact, I'm very heartened to say that food industry has taken this movement in the very positive spirit, and I think they've come forward in all the initiatives which connect with eat right, eat safe, and eat sustainable. So what Dr. Halde mentioned about decrease trans fat, decrease salt, identifying the HFSS foods, that is the high fat, salt, sugar foods. And he also, and this is going to become more and more user friendly. One is that the industry is coming forward to reformulate, their products in the light of all these steps, which are a part of Eat Right India. And going forward, there is a mandate to become more consumer friendly and empower people to select the right food. And what you said, sir, about the right communication, again, I think I congratulate FSSAI, especially, they've taken on social media so well, whether it is Twitter or Facebook. And what I really like is, and this has been our dialogue with them, that, small little facts are converted into an applied format and in different languages and is being shared with people. So I think there's a huge response to this. And I'm not worried about quacks, sir. I say this on this forum because on a scale of 100, I know because I have been training 2 decades of nutritionists of this country. And I know that on a scale of 10, there are 7 nutritionists who have undergone professional training and are talking very ethical substance. So people know today that, what is ethical, what is scientific, what is evidence based, and what is just jargon, which can just be read and, you can forget about it. So I come to thank you, sir, for your inputs. And I come to Lieutenant Colonel John, Director, Northern Region, FSSAI. Sir, Eat Right India movement, has, adapted itself so beautifully to reach out every stakeholder of this country. It's not only industry. I think we spoke about eating right at home, school, community, and today we are talking so well about Eat Right campuses. So what are your thoughts about this initiative, sir? And you are manning almost the entire region. You're responsible for 10 states. So how do you think this Eat Right campus is doing in your region, and what are your thoughts about it?
Thank you, Dr. Japmeet. Actually, half of my question has actually been answered by Dr. Prabodh, because he's already told you that the amount of oil that has been consumed over the last few years has actually been stagnant. That means that the aim of FSSAI, which is to promote healthy eating, safe eating, sustainable eating, has been fulfilled. When it comes to the promotional activities that FSSAI carries out, the basic premise, like you said, is just to empower the people so that they are aware as to what is safe, what is healthy, and what is sustainable. Now, towards this, the best that we can do is to empower people. Now, what we want is whenever a consumer goes to a restaurant, to any food business, the first thing that he or she should ask is this FSSAI authorized? Is this FSSAI licensed? Do you have a hygiene rating? If you don't have a hygiene rating, I am not having food at your place. This is the end result that we want. We want people to demand good food, healthy food, sustainable food. It is what you demand that you will get. So that is what we want.
Yeah, I completely take your point that, as the empowerment of people increases, people are going to demand, the right food and the safe food. And it is a question of demand and supply. So, you have to respect what people are demanding. And you very rightly said that we have achieved a milestone in sensitizing people, creating that demand. I'm going to Mr. Ashutosh Upadhyay. Sir, you are the professor of food science and technology and dean academic at the NIFTEM Institute, Haryana, India. Sir, can you tell us something more about your institution and how is it linked with FSSAI and Eat Right India movement so that all of us, understand your role?
Sure. Thank you, madam. So NIFTEM, the word you use for my association, NIFTEM stands for National Institute for Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management. And the institute is under Ministry of Food Processing, Government of India. And that means we are working closely with FSSAI. We have a signed MOU with FSSAI to work together on the initiatives which are either regulatory, scientific inputs, or the Eat Right in India movement. I had, or means I'm a lead scientist in the NETSCOFAN. As you mentioned, NetProfan, there's a NETSCOFAN also, where is a network of scientists working for food and nutrition. So we are working on food of plant nutrition group with FSSAI, and I lead that activity here. Recently, we did a pan-India survey on the chocolate. So that's a different scientific story. We have submitted a report. So this is how do we work with. And as an academic institutions, and particularly talking in terms of eat right, and you had a point with Lieutenant Colonel John that how that campuses, and so means we are the university deemed to be university, an institute of national importance offering graduation, post graduation program. We receive the students from directly from the school, and we uh, though we have that the compliances of the FSSAI for our masses, the eating points and all, but what I feel the program which is there under Eat Right for the schools is very, very important, significant. And if I recall, there is a South Indian proverb, catch them young. Also, the Britishers used for the defense, so that's why the NDA started. Catch them young and watch them. So if we can teach them, we can convey the principles that good eating, and it's not only good in terms of taste, it is good means being healthy to the more important in the present era when we are talking of that millennium sustainable development goal. So means what sustainability it carries, being local and being vocal for local, as Honorable PM says, that it is certainly there is a many goodness which are already built in this sentence for the food choices if we make them local. The one connect which Dr. Prabodh mentioned about the microflora, but also in terms of that you are influenced by the soil, by the environment. So the food which is there already customized to the environment impacts to the human in a different way. So this is what my masses, my point for Eat Right. And if more I need to say on the Eat Right, if you permit. So I'll say that in Eat Right case, when we convey to the students or to the campuses, it's important that holistic health and I saw the which is statistics available on the FSSAI website. I saw there is almost something around close more than 85. So it's close to 90,000 number of the schools have registered for this particular initiative. But I saw there is only the ambassadors which they have nominated is 12,000 or so. So means you see the difference. When means the FSSAI took efforts that they wrote to the schools, but the action should also come from the society. And here, the parallelly government, I think the board, the CBSE or the state boards, they should also come forward and they can contribute in a synergetic manner. And certainly, this is a time that we need to teach our means the children that what is they are the future of the country. They are the future for human generation to exist on this planet Earth. So means if we'll eat good, we'll eat sustainable, we will sustain more on this earth, and a better way we can sustain. So this is, I think, Eat Right can connect with the academics.
Yeah. So thank you.
Absolutely, ma'am. Amazing point given by John sir and Dr. Ashutosh ji. I think the soft power of India is about the health of the your youngsters. More healthy, more innovative, more progressive. I think this is the soft power what Dr. Ashutosh is saying, and it is such a responsible behavior and eating. Thank you, Dr. Ashutosh ji and John sir. Yes, FSSI role cannot be denied. I think we all are working from last 12 years continuously on this. Just wanted to give thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Prabodh. You have been a great inspiring force for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashutosh, Dr. Prabodh. I think that those were amazing points, and you touched the pulse that we really need to take stock of the impact of whatever we have been doing, and especially, the younger population of this country. And we are already thinking in these lines, and maybe in short times to come, we are going to be looking at foundation food literacy. And that's something which we are wanting to work on, and so we have a core group already working towards it. we will be sharing. But then what you pointed out is something very, very relevant. And one needs to study the impact of what FSSAI has been doing, and especially in the context of the early childhood and the young children, who are the best candidates to get empowered, because that's the future of the country. Thank you, sir. Moving on to Roshni. So Roshni, I've heard so much about you that, you are a nutritionist who actually, not only preaches but practices the Eat Sustainable component of Eat Right India movement. And you have been promoting, vegan diets. And we know that, that's the way forward for sustainability. And you've been using it for sports person. So would you like to give your thoughts as to how, what is your thought process in contributing to this movement?
So a plant-centric diet, more than a vegan diet, which is plant-forward. 90% of the things you're eating comes from plants. And I think when you're in India, it's literally a no-brainer. Because we are so diverse, and every part of India, you have so many local vegetables and fruits which are available over there, which are not found in different parts. Like if you are in Bangalore, like I am, you have Brahmi, you have amaranth, gungura, sabake, all of these which are local here. My family, which is from Gujarat, you see a lot of local greens over there. We see sarso, we see palak. You don't find methi, all these things, which are very local over there. So it's very easy when working with clients from different parts, because you're getting food groups, but also you're making sure you're eating 90% plant-centric of whatever is available in your area. When it comes to plant-based nutrition, not only in terms of performance, which we know it has a huge impact because your inflammation rates are very low, recovery is much faster. You are not automatically you're not consuming high saturated fats or cholesterol rich foods, making sure that you're keeping your heart healthy, you're keeping your blood vessels, arteries and veins healthy. But you're also noticing that athletes thrive on a plant-based diet, which is my movement forward. When it comes to sustainability, we know the biggest cause of deforestation or reduction in the number of species or habitat species losing their habitat is animal agriculture. And 80% plus of land used for agriculture in general, nearly 80% is used for animal agriculture, and we don't even get 20% of our world global calories from that. So from a sustainability perspective, everyone wants to move towards something which is good for the environment, but also something which heals your body from within. We have noticed plant-based diets being naturally low in carcinogenic. When you're consuming plant-forward diet, you are taking in more fiber because plants make fiber, animals don't make fiber. And when your fiber consumption increases, everything starts with your fiber consumption. So your hormonal balance, you achieve a hormonal homeostasis, gut flora, microbiome. Gut flora feeds on fiber and resistant starch, and that's all they feed on. And that it also reduces the inflammatory gut flora, giving rise to non-inflammatory gut microbial population, which is very, very important. So that's my thought process when I'm working with be it athletes or be it people with disease reversal, helping them not only switch to a plant-based diet, but understand in the plant-based realm what is the most accessible around them and use that to their benefit. You don't necessarily have to go to superfoods, but also you have so many superfoods growing around you. It's just the lack of knowledge, or we haven't started exploring that way, because when you see a lot of research articles, you see studies, you're studying kale, it's a big thing, but Brahmi has similar quantities, and we are not studying that as much. So now bringing that on, or to the clients is what my motive is whenever working with someone.
So thank you, Roshni. I think you brought in very, very relevant points. Yes, a plant-based diet is the way forward. And India, I think, is always, in true sense, a vegetarian country. So I don't see there's any issue. The problem here is that, basically, the vegetarian population population, or the people who are even non-vegetarians are also vegetarians, because they are consuming more of vegetarian food, through the week. Maybe once or twice a week they may be consuming non-veg. But the vegetarian, so to say, vegetarian, plant-based food eaters need to be empowered that how to get maximum nutrients from the plant-based diets. So I think that's the knowledge which needs to be imparted. How to combine foods, how to look at your plate, even when you are using a plant-based diet, how much importance to be given to each category of food group which is plant-based, and how to strike a balance in terms of all important nutrients which you just spoke about. So thank you very much for your inputs. I'll want to quickly go back to Mirabai Chanu, who I think it's a very rare opportunity that we get to talk to a sports person of her caliber. So मीरा जी, मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि स्पोर्ट्स से पहले आपके ऊपर एक दिमाग के ऊपर दबाव होता है, और थोड़ा आपको फिजिकली भी आप ये लाइक एक प्रेशर के साथ कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन चलता है जब भी इवेंट आने वाला होता है, जो हम प्री कंपटीशन का टाइम बोलते हैं, या जस्ट प्री इवेंट का जो मेंटल स्टेट होता है, आपके हिसाब से कुछ जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस रहा है और जो आप कहना चाहेंगे कि आपके हिसाब से खाने का महत्व है उस फेज में, और अगर है तो आपने उसे कैसे यूज किया? आप अपने बारे में भी बताइए और इन फेजेस के बारे में बताइए।
हाँ, सबके सारे प्लेयर्स के ऊपर ये होते हैं कि जब कंपटीशन कल है तो आज रात से हम प्रेशर में चले जाते हैं कि कल क्या होने वाला है। वो सब बहुत सारे थॉट आते हैं कि कल कौन-कौन आएगा, मतलब बहुत सारे आते हैं, प्रेशर में जाते हैं कि इतना सारे लोग हमको देख रही है तो मैं अ, ये मेडल ले पाएगी कि नहीं, बहुत सारे थॉट्स आते हैं। तो उसी टाइम हाँ, डाइट के ऊपर भी बहुत सारे इम्पोर्टेंस होते हैं कि मैं जब मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में ही मैं हाँ, बता देती हूँ कि जब मैं कंपटीशन स्टार्ट होने वाला है तो थोड़ी देर 1-2 घंटे के बाद मैंने स्टार्ट होने वाला है, तो उसी टाइम मुझे अ, ऐसा कुछ-कुछ चीज़ मुझे खाने का हो या पीने का हो, जो कुछ अच्छा लगते हैं कि मेरा माइंड को फ्रेश रखे और अच्छा बॉडी को ठीक रहे। तो उसी टाइम में जैसे फ्रेश जूस है या फ्रूट्स है, जो भी मेरे साथ मिलते हैं, वैसे भी मैं लेके जाती हूँ हर टाइम मैं जब कॉम्पिटिशन जाने के टाइम में फ्रेश जूस और नहीं तो फ्रूट्स मैं साथ में ही रखती हूँ कि इसमें से मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ, ये खा के मुझे माइंड को रिलैक्स मिलते हैं और जो मैं क्या करने वाले हैं और मेरा कॉम्पिटिशन को कैसे मैं मेंटेन करूँगी, वो सब मुझे खुद मेंटेन कर पाते हैं। तो मैं ऐसा कुछ अच्छा सब प्लेयर्स के ऊपर भी होगी शायद सबने कुछ न कुछ पीने में अच्छे लगते हैं, कुछ-कुछ खाने में अच्छा लगते हैं, तो उसी टाइम हम वो खाने के बाद हम रिलैक्स मिलते हैं, तो मैं ऐसे ही फ्रूट्स नहीं तो जूस मैं करती हूँ जब कॉम्पिटिशन आने के टाइम में। तो मुझे भी लगता है कि हर ये सिर्फ़ प्लेयर्स की ही नहीं, सभी लोग के ऊपर भी होगी। कुछ ऐसा थकान आते हैं, कुछ होते हैं तो कुछ खाने से, कुछ पीने से आराम मिलते हैं। तो ये सबके लिए इम्पोर्टेंस है।
तो मीरा जी, आपको क्या लगता है कि आज न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट का जो रोल है वो स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन की परफॉर्मेंस को बढ़ाने के लिए प्रूव हो चुका है? तो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि हर स्पोर्ट्स में स्पोर्ट्स न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट का होना जरूरी है? आपको ऐसा लगता है उस नॉलेज से, उस सपोर्ट
जी।
से आपको फायदा होएगा?
हाँ जी, बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। अभी भी मेरे साथ भी न्यूट्रिशन है, फिजियो है, सब है। ये एक स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर्स के लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं डाइट के ऊपर। हम वेट तो उठा लेंगे, ट्रेनिंग हार्ड करके आऊँगी, पर डाइट में हम अच्छे से नहीं खाया तो हम नेक्स्ट के लिए या आगे जाने के लिए हम तैयारी को नहीं कर पाते खुद को। तो इसलिए हर स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर्स में न्यूट्रिशन होना बहुत ही ज़रूरी होते हैं और बहुत ही सपोर्ट मिलते हैं हमको। हम पता नहीं होती क्या खाने से हमारे अंदर में क्या ताकत मिलेगी, क्या क्या-क्या चीज़ में हमको रिकवरी देगी, वो सब हम इतना नॉलेज नहीं होती है हर प्लेयर्स में। तो जब न्यूट्रिशन हमको समझाते हैं, बताते हैं, डाइट चार्ट लिख के वो लोग देते हैं कि ये टाइम में ये खाना है, सब मॉर्निंग सेक्शन में आपको ड्राई फ्रूट्स हो गया, सारे नट्स वो सब हो गया, तो वो खा के आपको ट्रेनिंग जाने से अच्छा रहते हैं वो सब। और जब हम हैवी लोड लेते हैं तो उसी टाइम में हम क्या खा के हम नेक्स्ट दिन के लिए तैयारी कर सकते हैं, वो सब न्यूट्रिशन हमको बताते हैं। तो एक प्लेयर्स के लिए न्यूट्रिशन होना बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं कि हमारी डाइट के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं कि अब जब इंजरी होती है उसको हम सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग से हम हाँ ठीक तो कर सकते हैं, पर डाइट के ऊपर भी बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं। हम डाइट अच्छे से खाएँ, टाइम से खाना खाएँ और अच्छा हेल्दी फूड खाएँ तो हम इंजरी जो ये है जल्दी से रिकवरी होते हैं। तो इसलिए हर प्लेयर्स में फिजियो एंड ये न्यूट्रिशन होना बहुत ही ज़रूरी होते हैं।
थैंक यू चानू जी, आपने बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट हाईलाइट किया। एंड आई थिंक जो भी हमारे सुनने वाले हैं, रेगुलेटर्स हैं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स हैं, आई थिंक इस बात का नोट जरूर करेंगे। और आज की तारीख में चानू जी, मैं आपको ये बोलना चाहूंगी, जो एक जेनेरिक न्यूट्रिशन लिटरेसी है जो जिससे हम वाकिफ होना चाहते हैं ईट राइट इंडिया मूवमेंट से, ज्यादा कि हर इंसान को पता होना चाहिए कि सही खाना क्या है और सेफ खाना क्या है, और हमारे एनवायरनमेंट के लिए क्या खाना है जिससे हम अपने एनवायरनमेंट को खराब, ये तो एक बेसिक नॉलेज हमें इम्पार्ट करनी है। लेकिन जहां स्पेसिफिक न्यूट्रिशन आता है, जो आपके स्पोर्ट्स की डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज हैं, जैसे आपकी वेट लिफ्टिंग की कैटेगरी है, टेनिस है, क्रिकेट है, तो हर स्पोर्ट के से रिलेटेड एक स्पेसिफिक न्यूट्रिशन रिक्वायरमेंट विच जो दी जा सकती है स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन को। और जैसे आपने बोला, एक फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट और एक स्पोर्ट्स न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट का हर स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन के साथ होना बहुत जरूरी है। सो थैंक यू फॉर एंडोर्सिंग दिस, एंड आई थिंक आप सब ने इसका फायदा उठाया है, एंड आगे चल के इसको हम और स्ट्रॉन्ग करेंगे। सो आई वांट टू come back to Dr. Halde. Dr. Halde, we have been taking, so many initiatives in FSSAI, uh, like I said, about trans fat, about low salt, about reformulation. Now we are looking at health star rating. How do you connect the dots with the Eat Right movement, sir? And where maybe I could put it in the other way, that whatever we have done in the last 4 years is phenomenal. I think we've looked at the whole canvas in 360 degrees. But from the industry point of view, आपको क्या लगता है कि सर कि ये थोड़ा सा मिसिंग है, या आगे चल के हमें इस चीज को from an industry perspective, just 2 points, maybe quick 2 points.
एक मैं बता दूं मैम, all these initiatives are part of the eat right movement only, because जितने भी नाम लिया आपने, including organic, everything is actually a part of the big basket of eat right. And John sir also will agree with me. Basically, our aim is for the wholesome and nutritious food, and as a part of that, various initiatives has been actually taken. So these are the linkages. Take it trans fatty acid reduction, take it the awareness about HMF, high fat, sugar, salt, and declaration on the front of the pack. Also the sodium literacy, and then organic India. All these are nothing but, ma'am, it's a different aspect of the eat right movement only. Now, if you ask me where I get actually means as a consumer, the intervention of the processed food, and Dr. Ashutosh should also tell, and that is the worrisome in India, that processed food is less than 10%, and which is actually take care of the all safety norms and all testing norms, everything. But rest 90% is open food. It is a loose food. and there the quality assurance, safety assurance, including the license as a basic, we are struggling. How many FBOs are not following the regulations? Like in oil industry, I can say, though FSS has banned the sale of loose oil, but we really don't know what percent. It says that 25 to 30% oil which goes is in a loose form. They don't take license. They are not in a basket of actually our governance. I think, ma'am, our work is very big. It is not about, it's like cutting the income tax from the salaried people. It's very easy. That we have done. From the licenses, we have done many things and they are doing it also. And frankly, European took more time for such kind of initiatives like fortification. Today, oil industry has done it. Other industry is coming forward. However, how to penetrate to the unorganized sectors, how to penetrate to the eateries. Now there is a health star rating for the eateries, but how to penetrate? I think 80-20 relations, that is a bigger impact. We talk, but when I receive through the Zomato, the food, I don't get the calories on that. So I think that is the area which we also have to look into. And this will not be done through the regulation, ma'am. FSSAI cannot, and they are doing it also. And frankly, European took more time for such kind of initiatives like fortification. Today, oil industry has done it. Other industry is coming forward. However, how to penetrate to the unorganized sectors, how to penetrate to the eateries. Now there is a health star rating for the eateries, but how to penetrate? I think 80-20 relations, that is a bigger impact. We talk, but when I receive through the Zomato, the food, I don't get the calories on that. So I think that is the area which we also have to look into. And this will not be done through the regulation, ma'am. FSSAI cannot implement this. This is only through the awareness, such kind of programs, and responsible citizen behavior. So this is the challenge what I see, ma'am. And whatever is for the organized industry, I think industry is already doing it, and they will continue to do that. But how big impact would be? Because still rural India is not penetrated with processed food or packaged food. I will say packaged food. It's still being consumed, most of the open food, loose food, and the unorganized. How to take that sector into our basket? I think this is a big challenge, ma'am, and that is a responsibility of us, responsibility of the regulator also, but I think it is a responsibility of citizen, including food technologies, nutritionists. I think I only see that as a challenge. And food literacy, somebody has said, I think ma'am only has said, food literacy, food nutrition literacy at the early age. I think Dr. Ashutosh spoke about. Ma'am, 7th standard, 8th standard nutrition intervention is very, very important, because that is the age of getting a good sanskar, what you want to eat, and you should be knowing the impact of that eating. After 40, if you know that you should not have eaten a pizza, then already your belly is out. You hardly can do anything. So I think nutrition literacy, ma'am, you are on the various board, should be a part of the school curriculum, and they should be given the choices what makes what. Rest, let them have a informed choice of buying, which is very important, ma'am. Informed choice of buying. You don't force them to eat something, but let them be informed choice of buying. I think these are the two challenges, and I see the opportunities, particularly opportunity. Let me tell you, ma'am, today's young generation is very smart, and our nutritionist talked about the plant-based food. Amazing opportunity. People know much more than us. They are doing research on this, but they should be given a complete picture, not only the specific windows of the information. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Prabodh. I think very, very important points you touched. And I completely agree with you that, if this country has to do well in food and nutrition literacy, I think we have to reach the villages, the rural areas, even smaller towns, and the unorganized sector. Because, I just visited an interior place in Andhra, and I saw there was so much emphasis on sweets. That's hospitality for them, but they don't even realize what kind of sweet intake is there. So Lieutenant Colonel John, from your area, if supposing we take this mandate that we want to take Eat Right India to the interiors of this country, Do you think, we have a role, you as a head of 10 states, do you have a role? Can you facilitate that?
Thank you for that question, ma'am. Actually, Dr. Upadhyay has actually spoken about catching children young. And Dr. Prabodh has also said that we have to introduce subjects in the school where children are exposed to the right eating habits. I was also teaching my son last year. It was a chapter actually in Hindi in which it was said that your food should actually be colorful. You should have greens, you should have yellows, you should have red, all kinds of different colors in which you have so that you have a variety of food, you have a diversified food so that you are getting all the essential nutrients, all the essential vitamins and minerals in your diet. Now, granted that a large population, a large section of the population is uneducated, but by and large, most people recognize the value of education and most people usually send their children to school. That is why FSSAI is already in touch with the NCRT, with the other state education regulators to include subjects on eating right, on eating healthy, on eating sustainable in their school syllabus. So that children at a very tender age, at a very impressionable age, are already exposed to this so that they can carry it throughout their life.
Thank you, sir, though, for those words. Roshni, just two quick inputs to what is being said. That what's the way forward, to take this Eat Right India to the interiors of India. Nutrition literacy to a great extent is there in the urban and semi-urban, but I think the problem lies in those populations who do not understand a lot of things which we understand. Yes, two quick takeaways from here.
Absolutely. And I think it was a wonderful point that you start introducing it at a younger age, because I remember when I was in school, and some of the days when mom didn't have time to prepare our lunch boxes, she would give us 20 rupees and we would go to the canteen and we would have one puff and a piece of cake. Now, she wanted the best for us, obviously, and she wasn't educated herself that this is not the right food, but neither did our school or the canteen provide healthier options. So if we have to start educating the population, I don't think I've come across a lot of people where after education would still continue to go towards the wrong direction when it comes to making food choices. And it's the most powerful tool. What is happening to you? What is happening internally when you're eating a certain way, be it high fructose corn syrup, sugar, or salt, or saturated fats, cholesterol, all of these. So I think, start education, and more youth, we have that power where you have youth volunteers like, Teach for India. You have organizations where a little bit effort is put in that direction, where you're sending organizations and youth to volunteer and spread education in smaller populations, which is a huge part of India. And if we start doing that, then I think we can start getting that sector also in.
Thank you, Roshni, for those quick points. Ashutosh sir, your quick two points to add to this discussion. Way forward, sir.
Way forward. Way forward means the challenge means just picking up from the point that what extent we are eating the things which are correct, or particularly if it sounds like HFSS means whatever we say that the foods with high fat, sugar, and salt. So we should not really wait for the stick. I mean, that's a warning from a physician or from a doctor. No, this is the time your quota is just finished for sugar, and no. So we have to correct ourselves much before. And correcting before means we should teach it in a correct way, that when certainly we are alarming people in terms of the total calorie consumption, but fat is essential. Fat, there are many fat solids. So means everything is necessary, though I'll not say on the salt particularly, because we need some balances of some minerals in body, but they are different source. So very appropriately, the message which has been given by the brand ambassador chosen by FSSAI, just thoda sa kam. So what that thoda sa kam, Are we really looking into that? Are we really measuring that? Thoda sa kam, taking daily salt. In India, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever way we call it, means there's one side of it that we do not have labeled processed consumption. We more cook the fresh thing. So that's one thing I consider personally. It's very good. So we can really regulate at our daily life in terms of how do we manage. Do we have any measures available in the what we are consuming at present? Do we need to regulate, and are we, means any obesity or which may lead to any non-communicable disease or the lifestyle disease in later? So those kind of corrections, and whereby the way forward is what we have already discussed, that early exposure to the school children about this fact. When they, means when the elders teach them, they can take it otherwise. I just it will take a small time. Is one small thing. As a child, which was a very kid, means in an early age, and his father was driving and uh, asked his mother that just give me water. So he said, no, don't drive and drink. My book says don't drive and drink. So even for water, so that kind of the message imbibing and taking it so deep into the heart. So that is one thing. And second thing is certainly the social media and platform, we are taking it forward. I believe that in India we have already in our traditions this understanding, but lifestyle changes, association, and we if we talk in terms of the food and nutrition one side, but we need to be a fit India, then we need to understand that fitness, our lifestyle, that also matters. How do we take exercises? We have Chanuji, so, and also that Roshni ji, both are the really an icon for those kind of thing. How do we take the fitness, and including I'll say Lieutenant Colonel John. So we understand both side of it. So this is probably a way forward.
So I think this has been a wonderful conversation. So I just like to sum up and say that, friends, food and nutrition literacy is a right of every citizen of this country. It is very loud and clear that we need to arrest the damage early. And I just want to add here that in our own institution, we have done a randomized control trial where we have intervened the younger children of 6th and 7th grade through nutrition education in a fun way, right? And it has brought in remarkable difference in their behavior change. So what we need is, people know a lot, but that knowledge doesn't get converted into behavior. So that's where we have to start very early. And I've taken this note of this point, and sooner, in fact, let me share that under the leadership of Mr. Pawan Agarwal, I'm working very closely with him on the foundation food literacy program, which we are all working together. There are different stakeholders involved, and the punchline again there is that we have to reach our children early, and we have to reach them in a very palatable form, and this has to become a national mandate. Then only, if you just include a chapter in a book, the child is not going to understand nutrition. So we have to connect with our younger children in the formats which they understand, which they connect, so that how we teach ABC, and they learn to make words, and then they learn to make sentences. I think that's how the nutrition has to get imbibed in the curriculum, so that these kids are hand-holded from that stage till they become adolescents. And once they get empowered, I think there's no looking back. So we are already working on this, and with your blessings and good wishes, we'll come back and share what we are planning and what we want to do in this space. But once again, thank you very much, all of you. I'd like to thank Dr. Halded, Dr. Ashutosh, Lieutenant Colonel John, Roshni, and especially our sports athlete, Miss Chanu, who graced us by her presence. And thank you, Yashi, for organizing such a beautiful gathering and giving me this opportunity that I could moderate and, sum up and come out with some meaningful messages. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, before we close, can I request Yashi ma'am to have a good photo, because we'll have an opportunity to take a photograph with the Padma Shri ma'am, and then it will be great. So
Yes,
if
sir.
everybody,
We have already taken few photographs. We will
great.
share with
So
you.
please share to us, ma'am.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for conducting such a beautiful moderation, and thank you to all the eminent speakers for sharing your views. So on behalf of all the delegates and entire team, here I would like to thank me, especially Mirabai Chanu, for sharing your thoughts and experience with us and spending your time. I would also like to thank all the panel members for joining us and sharing your time and sharing your brilliant thoughts with us. And we will definitely have some groundwork on it, and we can come up with the brilliant ideas we had today. We can come up with a very good and beautiful solution in the coming days. So friends, today our focus is for promoting the healthy eating habits by clearing doubts, confusions, and some myths about the health. And today we are here. We have done the discussion about the eating right. So eat right food at right time to get the right health and have a bright future. With this, I would like to thank all media partners who are associated with us today. I would also like to thank FSSAI for bringing up such good and beautiful initiatives all the times. And a very warm thanks to Herbalife Nutrition for supporting us in this endeavor. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste.